Hi, you're looking in on a foreigner living in the Philippines. This is Beth, the wife of Terence, a foreigner who lives in the hilltop community here in the Philippines. So hope you're going to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Enjoy and God bless!
Hi, you're looking in on a foreigner living in the Philippines. We're just leaving the house. We've had heavy rain. We have a little 4x4 truck and we've built a road. The road is really only packed mud, so I don't know how we're going to do. Just going to take a video. I'm going to show you the house, and then everything else after that is down the road. We live high in the hills in Bohol. And we've had our challenges about making a bridge, which we've been doing, which is almost done now. And if my wife will watch what she's doing with the camera, then we'll get going. This is a pretty steep hill. It's a pretty steep hill going down, and not making any promises about where this is going to go. We actually live in very beautiful countryside. I'm going to be showing you some of the aspects of living in the hills, in the mountains, as opposed to what is the stereotypical idea of paradise, which is living next to a white beach. We don't live that far from a white beach, but this is one of the challenges of living in the hills. Now, this is what we used to call the tunnel, because it used to only be about 3 feet wide, just about enough to get a catabout and a bamboo sled down, or rather motorcycle, which we did for a couple of years. But in the last 2 months we've managed to get quite a bit done. We've made a road, we've made this widening of the tunnel, but of course I think you can probably see that there's a lot of work needed done. When the water drains off, you get these deep ruts, and that's what tends to guide the car or the truck. Now this is our bridge. We've just built this bridge. In fact, it's still having a lot of work done on it. We haven't taken out any of the bamboo scaffolding which we needed to build the bridge. That has to come later. Waiting for some dry weather now. But you can see also that we've got lots of materials. This is going to be a challenge now to get up here. We're doing okay right now. This particular place here was where one of the delivery trucks, a 3-ton truck, actually went off the road and nearly lost him into the rice fields. In the parts where it leads to the road goes down, you can see that there's a lot of standing water. This is so bad that it does lead to some deterioration in the road itself. Plus, there's always a danger that it will slide off and into the rice field, which wouldn't be a trivial thing, because the only way you could slide off and into that would be to topple over. Now this will be a concern coming up now, because this is where there's an opposite camber, and where guiding the truck is changed. Pretty good. Now you can see now that the road is sloping off to the left. Once we get to that bend in the road, then it might be an issue. came came out to live in the Philippines about just over 3 years ago. Hadn't intended really to stay, but I met my wife, who is actually on the camera now. We got married in Cebu, and we came to live on the land that has been farmed and owned by her family for the last 50 years. Beth's mother, my mother-in-law, who is a blessing to me. She is such a great woman, probably the truest Christian that I've ever met, bar only a couple. She came here 50 years ago as a 17-year-old girl, and she started a family of 10 children, which she raised in that house that you saw at the beginning of the video. In fact, that was her in the window. The bed showing you now is the countryside that we drive through each time, drive through this each day. It is a view that always takes my breath away. Even though when I first came out here, I thought that I was going to live on the beach. That was my ideal too. But after living here for a while, I'm so used to this kind of scenery, to this kind of beauty, that I wouldn't change it. Although if I had a lot of money, I wouldn't mind having a place down at the beach as well. That was a surprise that we managed to get up there so quickly. We're almost at the end of the road that we built. This actually, yes, this is a road. It used to be a path that was about 12 or sometimes 15 or 18 inches wide. In parts it would get wider, but essentially that was where the caravel actually trod, and it would drag a bamboo sled. In fact, you can see the places where ahead of us, looking ahead of us, you can see where the bamboo sled has been. This is still the most common, other than the solo motorcycle in these hills. This is still the best means of getting materials up to the barangays, houses, wherever you live. What we're going through right now is a plantation of palms. And with the palms, what they do is they harvest the fruit from the palm, and that's the fruit, the way that it comes off the trees. They take that and they take that down to a middleman that's in the town in Hitafi, and they exchange that in pesos. Not a great deal.
There's a truck.
And it looks like another truck ahead. I think this is the truck of Oping, and he is I think he's stuck. So what we're going to be doing now is, if we can possibly get past, we'll try and help him, but not sure how that's going to go. There's only me to push and not a great deal of push. Let's go have a look. Go that way. Focused on the camera, honey. So what Oping is trying to do now is find another way through the grass. The grass looks like it would be on flat ground, but in fact there are no guarantees. There are no guarantees that that is the case. So, what do you think, Oping? I can get that way? You think?
Because your truck is 4-wheel drive.
Yes.
No problem.
If only I was as optimistic as you.
It's not a 4-wheel drive.
Yes?
Not good.
Well, I'm going to give that a try.
Slowly, slowly. If you take the truck.
So what would you do? How will you?
I'm going to
Come back and get
no problem. No possible. No possible vinegar.
Well, now we know that my friend and neighbor, that's my friend and neighbor, Oping, and his truck is not 4x4, so he's got stuck at that difficult part there. He's blocked it up. He's actually scoped out a place that he thinks, or a track that he thinks that we'll be able to get up, and I'm forever the optimist, so we're going to see if we can go the way that he suggests. He's very optimistic, but as he said, well, your truck is 4x4. Now we're going to hope that there are no deep ruts here. I can see where his footsteps have gone. So this may be the start of a new road. Or not. Well, so far so good. Hopping. Salamat, sir. This is Oping.
I'm going
He is on.
to apologize you because something happened to my truck.
Well,
It's no good. It's better 4-wheel drive.
well, I wish that this was big enough to pull you up. You're just going to go home, yes? Okay.
Right.
Another day. Maybe we're going to have to do some more work on this one. Yes? Salamat, sir. Funny, what were you filming? With all of that conversation? Yes? Alright, well, Oping is going to just turn around, give it up for the day. Part of the trials and challenges of being in the hills. So we're just leaving all of the palms now. Oping is not one of the people who harvest the palms. He's a neighbour who lives on the other side of the track that we came up. Our new road, such as it is, was put into to meet the old road which he travels every day. But as you saw, he doesn't have a 4x4. So therefore he couldn't get up that last part of that hill. So, as I said, he's going to give up and just go back again. The good side is that with the soil out here, various parts, some of it holds water, but then there are other places where it doesn't do so bad. And the heat is relentless when it does start, so the land dries out very, very quickly. In fact, even those people who are really very, very happy to see this latest day of rain, it actually won't do the job. It won't help a harvest that is not doing so well. It just won't be enough. Even though it looks waterlogged right now, and it is, the land will suck this right up. And look, the boys are looking. Here's a shepherd. He's out on the hills here. And there are his charges. There's a carabao. I think is that 2 carabao and a baby. They tether the adults, but the babies don't need to because they won't be another. Yes, it looks like one young and one baby. Some of the homes and families that live in them are very, very poor. And that little boy that you saw there is helping his family to do something very important, and that's to take care of one of their biggest investments, and that is the carabao. Up behind us, this always used to be a place where shepherds would have their carabao, so they decided to relocate to that. But as in all cases, when a house is built, they start the house with the money that they have, and then when they run out of money, construction stops. Not actually so different to the way that we've had to go to, because our house is far from finished. That's quite a view from there. From here, I don't know whether our phone cam picks up the far horizon, but in fact those mountains that you can see far on the horizon, or maybe you should, hopefully you'll be able to see them, that's actually the island of Cebu. Now over this road, along with my 2 brothers-in-law and my cousin-in-law, all members of my family now, we all worked on this road. And Doping helped out. I must be truthful, I didn't actually do any of the work myself, but I initiated it, and we paid for the wages so that men were not just volunteering for nothing, because nobody can afford to give away that amount of labour. So they were paid, and they were paid the going rate for what they did. And right now this is one of the many pools that the carabao use, and it's vital for someone who owns a carabao to have these pools to be able to go and bathe their carabao, because the carabaos must be kept hydrated. You can see how little rain we've had, and even with the torrential rain that we've had for the last day and a half, it really hasn't made much of a dent on how dry the land is. So very deceiving how much rain has fallen. There are places where I guess to make makeup of the soil is a lot of clay, so that holds the water in these certain places much better than this was a part of the road that we had to do a lot of work on. And what you do, the technique that they do here is in the deep gullies that have been created by water drain off, they'll pile rocks. So they bed that down in rocks, and then finally there'll be some dirt packed in over the top, and you get something of a level on the road. So the truck is just about managing this. Should be okay on this because it's very dry, it's very rocky, so it's drained off the water pretty good. And you'll see here how some parts of the land, the way that the water is drained off, it really it takes a lot of the water, it takes a lot of the soil with it, and you get these deep furrows. Now this is the place where you can see that we are on an island. Over there to the right is one of the smaller islands that's actually part of Bohol, and then on the far horizon it's really just a thin dark strip, but that's the island of Cebu, which is the bigger one. That's where you get the big city. The nearest big city that we have is Tacloban. Whenever I go to Tacloban, after I met, and that was a few days ago that I went, it makes me realise how happy I am to be living on a smaller town, even in the hills, even with these challenges that we have. See, now you can see how the water really does degrade the land, and these deep furrows have been here for a long time. We haven't yet done any work on this. It's kind of like a reddish clay, and so far we've been managing to straddle those furrows. How we'll do now is another thing. Yeah, we did good. This is another place that seems to hold the water. The last time we came up, this time it was my friend Oping's truck that was stuck. This time, in this particular place, it was a power cut, and they didn't manage to get through either. We tried to help them in one of our earlier videos. Well, this is a tiny truck, 650-pound payload, so we weren't able to get them out, and they sent for another power truck. Probably both of them would get stuck, and then they'd send for tried and tested method, which is the catabow. So maybe one or two catabows, they'd get them out. Along the trail you often see abandoned homes. There's always a story to these abandoned homes. Not quite sure what the story was on this one. See, that started out probably to be quite an ambitious project, but something happened, some human interest story, which I would love to know. But I've asked my wife Beth, and she has said that she doesn't know. So we're getting very close to the end of our road. This is what takes us down to the city. There is no other road. There's another part of this road that branched off just after we saw Oping, and one is impassable by a car. It's used by caravan, and motorcycle and people on foot. This one you can see there again. That's how Filipinos build houses. They build them with reinforced hollow block. When the roof is done, and then they wait till they get the rest of the money. This house is probably owned by someone who works abroad, and he's sending money as he gets it, and they have the work done. Over here, my wife tells me that the owner of this house is working in Korea. She tells me that every day we pass. She tells me it's kind of like a standing joke with her. So this is really a very, very nice house. They've had a lot of work done very recently. Apparently it's very stylish inside. Someday I'm going to see that lady out there and ask her if I can go in. I'm sure that she'll be very happy to do that. And if you pan over a little to the left, honey, a little to the left, that's what's called the waiting shed. If people arrive and they're visitors, they'll go and sit in there. They'll go in the house, they go and they sit in that waiting house. Here's another one here. I believe the owner of this one is working away too. This is the neighbour. Now this place we did a huge amount of work on it. This was a very difficult path. You can see tons of stones, and that's all put in there. Eventually we have hopes that the city will allow the grader. They have a professional grader. If they come up, then we'll have the luxury of an actual hard packed road, and we'll look forward to that. Then instead of this taking 40 minutes from our house, or whatever the time is, I think it's 30 or 40 minutes, it will take probably 10 or 15, which is what it usually takes in the drive when I'm on my bike. Well, at least it stopped raining for the most part, which our passengers in the back, my sister-in-law Manilina and her daughter Tali, they're in the back. There's a lady walking along with an umbrella. Is that one of your school?
No, no.
Okay, so here we are at the end of the road, and on our left, this is a chapel that was put up by the Catholic Church. I always call this 20 steps to heaven, because I think that there are about 20 steps there, and it's up to the church, which hopefully, on a good day with the wind behind you, may take you to heaven. But right now for us, we're down at the city road, and so we're going to say bye-bye. This is a foreigner living in the Philippines, and we hope that you will continue listening in, watching in on our story. Please like and subscribe. You can find me on Facebook, terence.flannery@gmail.com, and we have a GoFundMe fundraiser that's going on at the moment, helping the community, and that would be GoFundMe Island Hilltop Community by Terence Flannery. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye bye for now.